Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every life where the storm hits. You didn't see it coming. You didn't plan for it, but it came anyway, with thunder in its voice and destruction in its hands. Maybe it was the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, a health crisis, or a dream that fell apart right when you thought you were almost there. And when it hit hard. But listen to me closely. You were not born to break. You were born to bend and bounce back. That's what resilience is. Not perfection. Not avoidance. Not pretending you're fine. Resilience is getting back up when your soul is bruised and your strength is nowhere to be found. It's when the only fuel left in your tank is a whisper that says, "I will not quit." You see, life will test you. Life will try you. Life will press down on you until you wonder if you have anything left. And that's where the resilience mindset is forged. Not in comfort, but in chaos. I'm not here to tell you it will be easy. I'm here to tell you it will be worth it. Because when you choose to be resilient, you become dangerous to doubt. You become a force that fear can't handle. You become a storm of your own. The pain may be real, but so is your power. The setback may be deep, but so is your potential. You've been through too much to stop now. So stand up, square your shoulders, look life in the eye and say, "You may knock me down, but I was never meant to stay there." That's the resilience mindset. That's the fire inside you. That's the truth that changes everything. Now go live it. Adversity is not the enemy. It's the environment where greatness is born. When life throws its hardest punches, most people ask, "Why me?" But those who rise, those who grow, they flip the question and ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" You don't grow stronger by reading about strength or hearing motivational speeches. You grow stronger when life backs you into a corner and you decide not to let it finish you. The fire that refines gold is the same fire that reveals your worth. You don't need perfect conditions to become powerful. You need pressure. It's easy to talk about courage when everything is going well. It's easy to post quotes about strength when the sun is shining. But real resilience is proven when the storms roll in. When you're tired, when you're hurting, when everything you counted on falls apart. It's in those moments, when you have every reason to quit, but choose to keep moving, that your character is being shaped. Adversity exposes the parts of you that comfort never touches. It peels back the layers and introduces you to the version of yourself you didn't even know existed. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet have scars you'll never see. Why? Because they've walked through fire and came out not just alive, but awakened. They didn't get that strength from winning all the time. They got it from losing and learning, from failing and not folding, from being knocked down and choosing to get up again and again and again. You can't microwave resilience. You can't fake it. You've got to earn it through lived experience, through pain that forces you to grow. That's why adversity is not just something to endure, it's something to engage with. The very thing you're trying to avoid might be the exact thing that will activate your next level. Every hardship, every heartache, every setback is an invitation, not to break, but to build, not to run, but to rise. The pressure you feel is not meant to crush you, it's meant to carve something deeper into your spirit, something solid, unshakable, and unforgettable. It's not just what happens to you that defines your future. It's how you respond to it. Two people can go through the same loss, the same disappointment, the same rejection. Yet one rises and the other stays stuck. What's the difference? It's not their talent. It's not their luck. It's their mindset. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world, and if that lens is cracked with doubt, fear, or hopelessness, everything you face will seem impossible. But if that lens is focused with belief, resilience, and courage, even your darkest moments can become stepping stones. When you get knocked down, your first instinct might be to give up. That's human. But your second thought, that's where the power is. That's where your mindset either saves you or sinks you. You can't always control your emotions in the moment, but you can train your mindset to speak truth louder than fear. That inner voice matters. If your mind says, "This is the end," you'll stop. If your mind says, "This is the beginning of a comeback," you'll rise. Resilient people have disciplined minds. They don't deny the pain, but they decide what the pain means. You can't afford to just let thoughts happen to you. You have to fight for the thoughts that lift you. You have to be intentional about feeding your mind daily, just like you feed your body. The content you consume, the conversations you have, the words you say to yourself when no one's listening, they shape your mental bounce, back speed. A defeated mind will magnify every problem and shrink every possibility. But a strong, focused mind sees options, sees opportunity, and sees purpose. Even in pain, your bounce back rate is the product of what you practice when things are still. It's built in the quiet hours, when no one's watching and no applause is coming. That's when mindset training happens. Resilience isn't a switch, it's a strategy. And the more you challenge your thoughts, the more you choose power over pity, growth over guilt, and faith over fear, the faster you'll rise when life tries to bury you. The world may knock you down, but your mindset decides how long you stay there. Perfection is a myth. that keeps too many people paralyzed. It whispers, "Don't start until it's flawless. Don't speak until it's perfect. Don't try until you're sure you won't fail." But life doesn't reward perfect people. Life rewards persistent people. The ones who show up when they're scared. The ones who keep going when it's messy. The ones who are willing to fall in front of others, if it means they'll rise higher in themselves. Perfection is pressure. Persistence is freedom. You don't have to have it all together. You just have to keep it moving forward. The truth is, greatness is never a straight line. It's a series of setbacks, comebacks, wrong turns, and small wins that compound over time. And in the middle of all that, imperfection, frustration, self-doubt. That's normal. That's growth. If you're waiting for the perfect conditions, the perfect confidence, the perfect plan, you'll wait your whole life and never move. But if you dare to keep going, even with your flaws and fears, you'll separate yourself from the masses who quit when it gets hard. Success isn't always about talent. It's about tenacity. Persistent people don't have fewer obstacles. They just have more resolve. They make a decision that says, "No matter what happens, I'm not giving up on this." That doesn't mean they never get tired or discouraged. It means they keep going despite it. Persistence says, "I'll try again. I'll adjust. I'll learn. I'll grow." Every time you push through resistance, you build the muscle of resilience. Every time you get back up, you're proving to the world, and more importantly to yourself, that you're not built to break. You're built to rise. You might look around and see people who seem faster, smarter, or more qualified. Let them be. Your lane is yours. Your journey is not about being the best. It's about becoming your best. And becoming your best is a process filled with progress, not perfection. Every giant leap starts with a small step, taken again and again. It's not the people who shine the brightest at the beginning who finish strong. It's the people who refuse to stop. That's the power of persistence. That's the pulse of resilience. Nobody asks for pain. Nobody wakes up and says, "Bring me the heartbreak, the betrayal, the failure." But pain shows up anyway, unexpected, uninvited, and unwelcome. And when it does, it has a way of stopping you in your tracks. It can break your rhythm, shake your confidence, and silence your voice. But here's the truth, that most people never learn. Pain is not sent to destroy you. It's sent to develop you. There's a purpose inside the pain, but you have to be willing to go through it to uncover what it's trying to produce in you. Some of the most powerful lessons in life are only learned in moments of suffering. You don't discover how strong you are when everything is going your way. You discover it when everything is falling apart, and you choose not to fall with it. Pain peels away comfort and forces you to confront the truth. It reveals who you are when there's nowhere to hide. It sharpens your focus, tests your character, and awakens parts of you that ease and success never could. Pain pushes you into transformation. It doesn't feel good, but it works for your good. We live in a world that wants to numb pain, distract from it, cover it up, medicate it, avoid it. But what you refuse to feel, you cannot heal. If you keep running from your pain, you'll never learn what it came to teach you. Every scar has a story, and every story holds a strength. That setback, that rejection, that breakdown, it wasn't just something you survived. It was something that shaped you. And sometimes pain is the only thing loud enough to wake up the warrior inside you. The fire you're running from may be the very fire that forges your purpose. You don't grow just by learning, you grow by enduring. By walking through pain with your eyes open and your heart willing to grow. Pain teaches patience. It teaches empathy. It teaches resilience. It carves depth into your soul and wisdom into your walk. So instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What now?" Instead of cursing the pain, start searching for its purpose. Because once you realize that pain can produce power, you stop fearing it and start using it. There are moments in life that hit so hard, they make you question everything. Your faith, your fight, your future. You look in the mirror and barely recognize yourself. You wonder if you have what it takes to keep going, to stand again, to believe again. But here's what life is trying to show you. Even in your lowest valley, there is a power inside you that hasn't even been activated yet. You are carrying strength that will only rise when everything around you seems to fall apart. Sometimes it takes a breakdown to uncover the breakthrough within. You won't know how strong you are until strength is your only option. You won't realize the depth of your courage until fear tries to paralyze you, and you move forward anyway. There are layers of resilience inside of you that are only discovered under pressure. It's like a muscle. It grows only when tested, only when stretched beyond comfort. You are not weak because you feel pain. You are not broken because you have doubts. The fact that you're still here, still trying, still breathing, that's proof of power. Quiet, hidden power. And it's real. Sometimes strength looks like getting back up. But sometimes it looks like simply refusing to stay down. Sometimes it's loud, bold moves, big wins. Other times, it's silent, choosing not to give up when nobody else would even blame you if you did. Real strength isn't about how much you show the world. It's about what you overcome in silence. When no one claps for you, when the lights are off, and you still choose to keep going. The truth is, you've already survived days you thought would break you. You've already lived through storms you thought would drown you. That's not weakness. That's unshakable strength. You don't need anyone to validate it. You don't need a trophy, a title, or a round of applause. The strength inside you is not for show. It's for survival. And one day, you'll look back at what you thought would destroy you and say, "That was the moment I met my real self." The version of you that doesn't quit. The version that fights with fire. The version that refuses to surrender. That strength, it's not something you borrow. It's something you build. And piece by piece, test by test, you're building it, even now. The most important voice you will ever hear is your own. Not the opinions of strangers. Not the critics from your past. Not even the doubts whispered in the dark by fear. It's your voice. What you say to yourself in the quiet moments, when no one's watching, when everything feels uncertain. That voice has the power to build you or break you, to fuel you or finish you. And too many people lose battles, not because they weren't capable, but because they kept feeding themselves defeat before life ever threw the first punch. Every time you call yourself not enough, you're cutting the legs out from under your own potential. Every time you say, "I can't," you build a wall between where you are and where you're meant to be. But when you start speaking life, when you declare, "I will rise," "I am capable," "I'm not finished yet," something begins to shift inside of you. Words are not just sounds, they are seeds. And when planted repeatedly, they take root in your spirit and grow into beliefs. You can't speak failure and expect success. You can't speak fear and expect confidence. You have to speak what you want to see. You wouldn't let someone else talk to your child, your best friend, or your loved one the way you often talk to yourself. So why allow that voice in your own mind to be so cruel? You deserve better. You deserve encouragement, compassion, strength, and it starts with you. Speak life even when you don't feel like it. Speak victory when you feel surrounded by loss. Your words have creative power. And if you say something enough times, your brain starts to believe it. Your body starts to align with it. And your life starts to reflect it. The world is loud with negativity. Be the voice of truth in your own soul. You don't have to wait until you feel strong to speak strong. You speak it to become it. Affirm your vision. Declare your worth. Prophesy your future. No, this isn't about hype. It's about habit. Speaking life is an act of defiance in a world that wants you to shrink. It's the daily decision to water your own roots, to believe in your ability to overcome, and to breathe power into your purpose. The most resilient people don't just survive storms, They speak through them, and their words carry them to the other side. So here you are. You've been tested. You've been stretched. You've been knocked down more times than anyone even knows. But you're still standing, and that means something. That means there's more for you. That means your story isn't finished. The chapters of struggle, of loss, of silent battles, they're not the end. They're the foundation. This world doesn't need perfect people. It needs resilient people. People who rise when it would be easier to retreat. People who speak life when silence feels safer. People who choose purpose over comfort, persistence over pity, and courage over convenience. You are one of those people. So don't let the weight of yesterday steal the strength of today. Don't let fear convince you to shrink when life is calling you to stand tall. You were never meant to stay down. You were never meant to just survive. You were born to rise, to lead, to overcome, and to shine. This is your moment. Own it. Live it. And whatever comes next, face it with the resilience mindset.